We're in Downtown Reno with Smiley Mike Sion. We're going to talk about his latest song that came out. The video's amazing. You got to see it. There's a link right down there, or it might be up there. I don't know which. But check it out. So tell us about your latest song.
Well, it's called You Hate Love. It's a country pop song or slash rockabilly song. The production of the song and the accompanying video, which you were so kind to reference, was done entirely with talent either from Reno or still living in Reno. That's why it's kind of special, and it's a lot of talent here. And the video was filmed in a venue we are about to walk into, because here we are in North Virginia Street on 2nd, and we're going to cross diagonally here, Dana.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
Heading over to the direction of Virginia Street Brew House. Formerly the Knitting Factory, and after that briefly Rock Bar Theater. Now it's Virginia Street Brew House, and it was a great venue in which to film the video for You Hate Love. You get the So we're just going to head this way down the alley and back of Virginia Street Brew House, and real old timers in Reno will remember this was Eddie's fabulous 50s casino. 211
That
North.
was fun. That was a fun casino.
Virginia Street, yeah, it was. Okay, so old timer.
Yes.
Why a country pop song when I didn't grow up anywhere rural? Well, because I am an American exposed to just a vast array of musical genres and styles, and of course it's the age of the internet, so you listen to a million different kinds of music. Well, something triggers in your mind that may lend itself to one of the genres that seems out of the ordinary for someone. And so for me it was country, not the current country, the country pop. That's really just pop music with banjo and a male singing with the drawl with that backing track. Okay? This is more rockabilly, more traditional country, the song, but it's sung from a female perspective. Can you get the... So I just found this old classic Stetson in one of Reno's fine thrift shops on 4th Street and transformed into Smiley Mikey cowboy for this video. But again, I dipped into the deep pool of talent here in Reno to get the extras and to get the characters for the song You Hate Love. I'll talk about the song production next, just about the video for it. So I reached out to one of the most multi-talented people I've ever met or ever will meet in my life, Reno's Marla Richardson, who among her many talents is she teaches dance and she can choreograph dance, including country line dancing, and the woman can act. She's also a singer, by the way, in a 80s cover band called New Wave Crave, so she's fantastic, and all those skills were necessary to help me create the video for You Hate Love, which was done inside Virginia Street Brew House. This was the back entrance to it. Okay, so
Marla was not actually the singer.
In the video, she is lip syncing to the voice of the woman whom I hired, another big Reno talent. I'll talk about the song production next. Marla brought 3 of her fellow professional dancers in, and she choreographed a country line dance specifically for You Hate Love. So she is the main character. She also lip syncs the song, and she's a key actor in the video. I reached out to a bunch of different Reno people to see who would show up to be extras sitting at the bar, and they had to have a great attitude, and each one of them did. And I went to thrift stores and bought about 7 or 8 extra cowboy hats. This is the best one, of course. A gosh darn authentic cowpoke surely wore this out in Winnemucca or somewhere, and it ended up in a Reno thrift shop. It's got the sweat stain still in it. So they sat at the bar. I reached out to about 30 people, and with the normal rate of attrition and flakiness, 20 showed up, and they were the right people. And they sat at the bar and they portrayed couples or threesomes, whatever, people interacting romantically with each other at the bar and getting kind of ticked off at each other, which is sort of in the nature of the song You Hate Love, which is sung from a female perspective. A young woman finally fed up with the guy that she had hooked up with because he may have been good looking, but he was not exactly a social guy, and he was kind of a negative guy. So she wised up, and that's the gist of the song. So Marla and the dancers are dancing on the stage. All the drinkers are at the bar and getting more and more
loosened up in their feelings, truth serum, right? And then I come in halfway through as the song's playing, and I'm got the denim on, and I got the jeans on, and the boots, and I'm walking in, and I walk up to the bar, and the dancers, Marla and the other three beauties, are at the bar, and I say something inappropriate to Marla. You don't hear what it is, but the result is a Mac Sennett kind of scene ensues. If you don't know who Mac Sennett is, because you don't know silent movies in America, the Keystone Cops, the cream pie fights, okay? Mac Sennett, I had been writing a book that included a bit of history about him, so getting hit in the face with a pie seemed the appropriate thing. It's a metaphor, okay? It can be taken literally, but normally we don't have pies sold in Reno's bars. We have.
But we should.
This may start. There's definitely whipped cream, okay? And that's the main component. So Marla hits me with the pie, and then the other three ladies hit me in the face with the pie, and that cues or inspires the other drinkers at the bar to follow suit with each other, okay? And what is the pie a metaphor for? Well, an artist shouldn't explain himself. So there's a group on YouTube that evidently is all about slapstick comedy. It couldn't understand why this non sequitur was happening of people getting pied at a bar, but I think on a higher, more intellectual level, it'll make sense. So that's how the video was filmed. I spent time afterwards cleaning up the whipped cream off the bar. The people at Virginia Street Brew House were just incredibly open and helpful in making this venue available for the video, which is something you can do in Reno. You dip into the resources here, you dip into the deep pool of talent, you clean out the flakes who say they're going to show up and never do or never respond, and you've got a strong core of people to produce some really awesome art that hopefully will have an international audience. It's really difficult promoting a YouTube video or a song, and I'll get to the song now. The song itself, I was the songwriter, both lyrics and the harmonies, meaning the chords, and the music. I write very melodically, and I also try to write lyrics with depth that not only tell a story, but work on more than one level if people ever care to look into them. I was just taking my kid's dog out for a walk in a blustery December, and it was, stormy out there and so forth, and I came inside and there was a fire going, and then the song motif, "You Hate Love," came into my mind, and then I thought, okay, what is this song really about? And when a song enters your mind, really it takes on a life of its own. That's why this one lent itself to country approach. And from a young woman's perspective, it seemed to be a song from this young woman talking about a man, and that's how I wrote the song. So the singer, I call her K.T. Elspeth. That's a pseudonym for her real name. She has her own career as a songwriter and an artist happening in Nashville now. She's 24 and moved to Nashville from Reno a couple years ago. One of the young talents I was happy to have seen develop here in Reno and forge a good relationship with. She came back to Reno to celebrate her birthday with her family. So I grabbed her for, I think, 2 hours. I could get her to come into the studio and track some vocals, and then we finished up some additional tracking via the internet, emailing back and forth. Her boyfriend back in Nashville recorded some extra takes from her. We have harmonies in the song from a woman I list as Kay Karish, and she's also from Reno, forging a career in LA. She was on NBC's The Voice, made it several rounds in, and she has an amazing range, an amazing talent for creating harmonies. And so therefore she's singing harmonies about an octave above K.T. Elspeth, who sings an octave above where I sing when I was writing a song. You hate love. She's an octave higher and then an octave higher still. So there's lots of layers in the production of the music, just as there are layers of meaning in the lyrics. So I wanted this to be a world-class production, not necessarily a raw local production, and I think I succeeded with this amazing team of talent from Reno or still in Reno. The person who played every instrument, the honky-tonk guitar, the bass, the drums, and the keys, and then mixed it all together is a guy named Aaron Jury. Again, that's sort of a pseudonym for him. He has his own act, and he's a singer-songwriter. He's had national TV placements. He's also related to me by DNA, so he was a guy I could hire, but I still had to pay him. He did a professional job, so he got paid professional wages. The only non-Reno part of the music production was I did send it out to New York City to have the song mastered. But that was really the only non-Reno aspect to the song. And the song is basically, I almost never write into 1/4/5 chord progression. I did for this song, although there's also a second chord thrown in the bridge and in the pre-chorus and so forth. But basically, it's just in the key of D, you know, D, G, A seventh, with that E minor seventh thrown in, and an A seventh thrown in, and it keeps it a very traditional kind of country approach to the song. But again, it's not the country that you hear on hot country stations now with the I'm gonna need some whiskey glasses. That's not that. This is a deeper root of American music, but with very strong pop elements. And I think when people listen to it, it does what I want a Smiley Mikey song to do, to give you energy, not for the listener to have to put energy in to enjoy the song. I want it to be timeless. I want it to be something that could be heard 20, 30, 50 years from now and still get people up and boogieing to it and enjoying it and singing along despite themselves, okay? So it's strong top line melody. It has harmonies, vocal harmonies and so forth. It has some nuances in the guitar and everything else, but it's very raw and cranky as well. So that's how I hope it succeeds. Go to my YouTube channel, click it. If you're not a troll, give it a like. If you are a troll, please just go away. So anyway, any questions, Dana?
Well, let's continue walking. I do have a few. Okay, so we're back walking again.
I'll take my hat off because now we're segueing away from You Hate Love to some other music. Thank you. Go ahead.
So this isn't the first song that you have produced locally.
No. I started writing songs about 13 years ago. I have no musical background. I'm not even a musician. Once in a while, I'll step up and sing a song of my own, but mostly I look for the talent around Reno that's amazing and hire those people. And of course, if it's written from a female perspective like Midnight Baby Blue, a jazz pop torch song that we did a video for last year at the 1864 Saloon in Reno, one of Reno's awesome saloons on California Avenue. Then of course I hired a female vocalist, in this case Ruby J, J-A-Y-E, check her out. She's now in Sacramento, but she's been back and forth from Reno, and she was the perfect singer for this. 4 hours of tracking the lead vocals and then another 4 hours doing harmonies at her own impetus, at her own drive, at her own desire to do that. It turned out to be an amazing jazz pop song.
And we're going to link it here too, so check it out.
Yeah, thanks. And again,
you will see so many local faces. If you follow theater, you're going to see a lot of people from the theater in there.
I reached out to different communities here, our model and acting communities, as well as our music communities, and the husband and wife who own 1864 Tavern or Saloon. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank at 10 in the morning.
I think Tavern.
Those folks, you got to support them. It's just an absolutely awesome 1864 themed watering hole, and they were really amenable to us shooting in there, the video. And Ruby J did an amazing job both singing the song and also appearing as a kind of a jazz singer from the 1920s in the video. We have great extras, women and men, sitting at the bar for that. One, I'll give a shout out to Nick Eng, E-N-G. This is one of the best singer-songwriters to come out of Reno forever, and he's pushing his career forward here in Reno, very Beatlesque. I just graduated UNR, but I first became aware of his music when he was a high schooler over at Galena High. So follow Nick Eng's music too. I'm a big promoter of the best local original music, at least.
And I'm putting a link in this story to a story that you wrote about Nick.
Oh, you can do that. Yeah, that's right. I did write about him for Reno Arts.
Yes.
And Dana, let's give a shout out to Dana too. We couldn't do this without people like you. And check out Ruby J's, J-A-Y-E, check out her music as well. And so that was just a song. Originally a friend of mine wanted to start doing jazz torch kind of songs and develop an act around it, and I started writing a song that I was intending to collaborate with her on, and I just went in and finished the darn song. And I don't know, I have no music training, but somehow all these jazz chords and progression came to me. And again, Aaron Jury was my musician who played every instrument on it, and so it's a professional job. And I think if you see the song, it's again a torch song, a broken heart, drown your sorrows kind of song.
It is
Midnight
a
Baby
tearjerker.
Blue. It's a
Total tearjerker.
It is a tearjerker, but the melody's good. And
So what's next?
well, I got a song coming out. This is being filmed in early August, August 6th, right? So by the end of this month or in early September, an alternative rock ballad, actually a psychedelic kind of ballad. It sounds almost Beatlesque, circa 1966. It's called Don't Wanna Buy a Gun. And I'm actually the singer of that one. I sat in a steam room beforehand because I sing very high in that song, and took about 100 vocal takes to get it right. And Aaron Jury did did his magic on that as well. This kid can play any style of music. Anyway, so he's just one more example of the young talent that developed in Reno to a professional level where that's their life now is music. So anyway, Don't Want to Buy a Gun was filmed in probably 15 to 20 different locations around Reno. I have some of Reno's circus performers in that, in the upcoming video. I have a tattoo artist from Midtown and a tattoo parlor featured in it as well. We have one of the former Burning Man statues that is now being installed outside the Sands Casino. That's part of it. I mean, these are just small bits of what appears in the video. And I have, I believe, 18 to 20 people from our local university, community, and artist and dance community. They all appear as extras singing the chorus of the song. This is a song that's more of an artistic statement than anything. Again, it has a strong top line melody, it has strong harmonies, and super professional musicianship in it. But this song is really, it was topical when I wrote it, and every time we have another mass shooting, which is just an epidemic now in our country, the song carries even more relevance. Mm-hmm. So I hope people will see the song, view it, take it to heart, share it. This is not something intended to make money for me or anybody. It's just simply one person's perspective on our country and the world and the human race, and filmed entirely in Reno.
Well, what is striking to me is all the local talent that we have and what is happening in this town. The arts are blowing up. There's a lot of notice being taken, and people like you who are on the ground floor doing it without intention of becoming famous. You're doing it because you feel compelled.
Nothing's produced in a vacuum. Nothing's created in a vacuum. When there are people who are creatives working hard and producing things, it inspires the people around them who also are creative and have that very human drive to create something. If it's on an artistic level, it's something you can't really repress, at least not in a healthy manner. Mm-hmm. So the more people who create art around here, the more art that's going to be created. It feeds upon itself, it grows, it metastasizes in a positive way. It does take a little bit of work to dig in and find people who are willing to be on your project. Reno is the biggest little high school too, so lots and lots of cliques. You have to find who your tribe is, or people who are at least in other tribes willing to work with you. But when you do, after numerous rejections from various people, when the right people always show up, and they are profoundly talented, and it just blows me away every time I do a project and I go, I didn't even know this person sang. I didn't know this person could act. I didn't know this person could model. I didn't know this person could dance. And you just go, my gosh, these people are living all around us. It just takes galvanizing them and bringing them together on a project, and then you have something you can't find, in my opinion, in very many communities anywhere of any size. So we are the biggest little city, we are the biggest little city. Big in ambition.
Well, I can't wait to see what's next, and thank you for your time.
All right, and thank you, Dana. Much appreciated.
Talk to you later.